Hi, it's dark. It means we know it's finally November and football's interesting. West calls it the best time of year. Week 2 of the playoffs. Sterling. We're going to open the bigs around here.
Yeah.
2 of our bigs are away, so this is the game to see among the big schools. Sterling with a game plan of hoping the other team drops snaps. And my Cavaliers obliged 6 times over last week. Comes down to Washington in an apparent defensive battle. Wesley.
Yeah, it's just a couple of defensive teams that don't allow more than about 180 yards and a touchdown each way this year. And they both play. I mean, I think Sterling plays a little tougher schedule than Washington did, but they've lost a couple too. So this is basically going to come down. It's strength on strength. I mean, you got Corey Judd's a fullback for Sterling. Washington's a little more balance, I think, on offense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think you shut down Corey Judd for Sterling fullback, you win. With Washington, you shut down Riley or Underwood. They can
Somebody
beat you
else
with the pass. They can shut down the pass. They can beat you with the run. I just think Washington has a few more weapons and they move on.
Richards goes down to Memphis. Okay, Marion. Fugitive.
Tennessee time.
Yeah. They're going to look for Tommy Lee Jones and then play some football at 4 o'clock.
It's a good game. It's another one. It's similar in respect to the Washington Sterling, where I think you had a couple of teams that like to run it. Marion's weird. They're a weird team where they run a spread.
I was going to say, you said run, but I was wondering if they're still in the
spread. But they're 3-1 run to pass. And in last week against Decatur, they lined up in the second half and just pounded it at them. I mean, they lined up with like 6-inch splits and just tight, and just ran it right down MacArthur's throat. So I don't think they can do that to Richwoods.
No.
They're going to have to spread Richwoods out and then run to beat them. Special teams is going to be huge in this game. Because I think when it comes to offensive defense, it's pretty much a stalemate. To use the old Richwoods, Butler, Simper, all those people, just say, if you block and tackle better, you're going to win, and that's what's going to happen. I think Richwoods wins a close one here.
We've got a pick.
I will also take Richwoods in this
so
one.
Will I. Yeah. Metamora plays Champaign Thomas More in a...
Champaign Thomas less?
Yeah.
It's ostensibly 9-1 at 10-0. It's ostensibly a higher seed hosting the game, and it's
all you need to know
realistically going to be 58-0.
Yeah, all you need to know is this is the same St. Thomas More team that beat a 3-5 or 3-6 Hall team or 4-5 Hall team 6-0.
6 love.
Yeah.
In week 8.
Week 9.
Week 9.
Week 9. Sorry, but yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know.
It isn't an early season thing where they just. I mean.
We have nothing against Thomas More.
No, bless them. They're in their 9th year as a program.
They're just playing a little conference up at Watsika and a bunch of schools that have 230 kids.
I mean, this is a casualty of the multiplier, if you want to use that term. Use the word casualty.
The only casualties we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I mean, they have 373 kids in the school, and they're multiplied up to 615, which just ekes them right into 4A. And Metamora just falls right into 4A, so you're looking at the 2 or 3 smallest versus the 2 or 3 biggest in the class. And they're not going to roll over, but at the same time, they just don't have the horses to hang in this team. It's just...
They have. I don't know if they've ever seen anything like this.
No, it will be the best team they've ever played.
Yeah.
Anawan Wethersfield goes up to Amboy Lamoille in a battle of slashes.
Slashes, hyphens.
Of course, your world's all about slashes. That's why we like the second game, but wait a second on that.
This has potential to be a really, really good game. You've got Amboy with Cody Richardson, All-Stater last year, ran for a touchdown last week, threw for a touchdown last week. I think they've got a little more balance this year than they did last year with him. So, we'll see how that pans out. But then you've got Anawan Wethersfield, which didn't allow a score the last 3 weeks of the season. And
who picked him last week?
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I don't remember who they played right now.
I got wrapped up in the Clifton Central bit.
You guys have
Clifton Central. Clifton Central. That's who they played last week.
That's right.
And that kind of shocked me, but they came out of the box fire and put up 23 on them right away, and just kind of held on for the victory. So
they win again, no?
I think so.
They're Anawan.
Yeah.
They're Wethersfield.
They're the Braves.
I count 14 total letters. Orion at Knoxville. There's nary a hyphen involved.
Absolutely.
This is a kind of Olympic game.
Yeah, this is a really interesting game. I mean, these guys were Olympic foes for 18 years. So, as I talked to Toby Val, I said, "Did you guys exchange film?" He's like, "Well, we did, but it wasn't really necessary. We both got plenty of it." So,
Knoxville ever beat Orion during the Olympic run?
Yes, actually, it was surprisingly close when I went back and looked. It was, I think, it was 9-9. think.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. So,
Close as they can get.
yeah, absolutely.
And
So,
how did Orion beat Star Trek County last week?
it was a field goal. 24 seconds left or 2 minutes. I
How
can't
do you
remember.
account for the other 24 points they should have lost by? So Orion, the team that we didn't like their schedule. They're
It's not very good.
But they're 9-1, and they can only play the schedule given to them, and they're pretty good. But you kind of think they'll beat Knoxville?
I do.
I got to go Blue Bullet.
I'm feeling that too. It just feels like one of those teams that just like a magical type of run.
That's right.
Yeah, talking to Toby Vallis again, he just said our practice was really kind of off. When they lost 2 of their last 3 coming in. Mm-hmm. He said, this last week was a great week of practice. He said and it showed going into Milford. That being said, I think Orion's a whole other level from Milford. Having grown up around Milford, I can.
Greenfield Northwestern. Give me a map and a week, and I'd find that school. At South Fulton.
Speaking of not finding anything on the map, South Fulton, where's that?
It's in very West Fulton. They will play in Table Grove, very west side of Fulton County, near Macomb.
Yes. That was a big win for the Rebels last week. I mean, I don't think a lot of people thought they'd come through that Pawnee game, but they've gotten really adept at using the 2-minute drill. Dylan Westlake, the quarterback, really gotten adept at running that offense and keeping kids
2-minute drill in high school. We were just talking about the rarity of such.
Yeah, he's done wonders with it. So,
those 2 7 and 3s. Can you separate them?
Not. Only in that Greenfield might have played a little better schedule coming out of the WIVC. I think that might be their edge a little bit.
Still need a map in an hour. Still looking for something to cling to, but we go South Fulton because they're local. Monticello at Illini West.
Boat race?
Illini West will win.
I think first off, we have to offer condolences to Jim Hunter, whose father, Paul, passed away this week. Paul won the inaugural 3A state title back in '74. So, a hard week for him to begin with. But the really interesting thing here is it's the return of Cullen Welter. He leaves Aledo, and like Hunter said, he goes, I never thought I'd see the guy again because, like you said, he goes, I couldn't find Monticello if you asked me to. I just knew it was far away.
Here they are.
But here they are. And, last year he coached Aledo to a quarterfinal, and it was a great quarterfinal game against Illini West. Illini West won a couple scores, I think, maybe 3. But they've had some epic battles over the years, and I think Monticello, which is coming off a pretty bad season, 0-9. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to look, but it's a typical Cullen Welter turnaround, and he's just getting into it. So, a few years Monticello might be something to be reckoned with.
United of Monmouth and Alexis fame goes to the Hayworth team that you saw last week.
Yes.
Against Princeville, so that's a Heart of Illinois squad. Hayworth. There's a lot, tough game to pick as far as I'm concerned.
It is. Went up at Monmouth today. Tim Ingebrigtsen said, we haven't blown anybody out all year, and that's true. But then I look at that state title year, too, and they didn't blow anybody out either. I mean, I think their biggest win might have been 25 points. And Ingebrigtsen will be the first to tell you he's vanilla. He keeps the offense vanilla. He just, tries to grind it out. Hayworth, a little similar, but they've got more big play options. The Asmus kid really made some big plays last week. He was about the only one that could find solid footing and just use that sprinter stride. You're right. Right. Hayworth, really big. Solid big lineman. We're talking 220-pound running backs. And I don't know if there's a 220-pound kid on United's line. I mean, just looking at those kids today, there might be one, but that's about it.
And the last one we have is way out there, Tuscola at Brown County. Brown County hasn't lost. They've barely been scored upon.
Yeah.
0.9 points allowed per game, I believe.
Solid.
Less than a point.
Less than a point a game.
Tuscola's in the postseason all the time.
Absolutely. And this year's a little surprising because they lost their quarterback, Judd Weinke, the younger brother of the other Weinke, who's at Iowa now. Can't remember his name for the life of me. But they lost him pretty early in the season with a broken collarbone, so they're doing all this for the backup quarterback. And Brown County, that's just 8 shutouts in 11 or 10 games. I mean, that's huge. I mean, you just don't see that very often. So I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Brown County will pull this out.
Kind of spread our preview stuff out in this morning's paper Thursday, a little bit Friday, a little bit Saturday. Check it all out.
All the games on Sunday, though, this time. Today.
Yeah, and then Sunday paper for all the game coverage. We thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.